about blocks. We're no longer going to talk about 2,000, 3,000 GV. We're going to be talking about blocks. Okay, and one of the things that our strategy moving forward, starting January, February, is teaching and getting people to be used, with the term blocks. One block is 500 points. 2 block is 1,000 points. Okay, so as a distributor, if you want to be an executive, you have to do 6,000 points. That equals 12 blocks. Okay? And if you understand that, if you can complete 12 blocks in any given week, the following week, you are an executive. Okay? So if somebody comes in the first week and they do 12 blocks, the second week, they become an executive. Okay? So this is going to move fast. All right? So, that's why it's important that you start getting your downlines onto this every Thursday. Okay, every Thursday, 9:30, you want to be on this so that we can align everybody. Okay, rather than you just listening and then going and doing your own Zoom, let us help you. Let me help you. Let me do this every Thursday, aligning everybody. Okay, so in the new compensation plan, this velocity, okay, if you are a goal executive, that means you create one executive. If you are a lapis, you're creating 2 frontline. If you are a ruby on the new velocity plan, you have to have 4. If you are an emerald, you must have 4, but one of the frontline total OV must be more than 30,000 GV. Okay? That means they call it a power lake, but they'll call it a leadership lake. Okay? Now, if you want to be a diamond, you got to have 5 and you got to have 2 leadership lakes. That means in the new velocity plan, if you have 5 frontline executives, okay, but no leadership, you are a ruby. Okay, if you have 5 and 1 leadership, you are an emerald. If you have 2, you are a diamond. And if you have 6 frontline, okay, and you have 3 that are leadership, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, then you are a blue diamond. If you want to be a team elite, you got to have 6 plus 4. Not plus, I'm sorry. 6, and you got to have 4 that are leadership legs. Okay? Now, if you listen to this, you're going to be going, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Right? I mean, you're going, shit, man, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000. Wow, that's a lot. So we don't want you to wait till velocity plan changes in July of next year and you start to worry and start to run, right? So what we need to do is do a little strategizing and say, how can we tackle this and solve everything? That means, how are you going to earn your financial freedom, right? All of you that are on tonight, you want financial freedom. Is that right? Is that right? Yeah. Okay, yes. We're on this vehicle. So with this velocity plan, to be a ruby, it's easy. Now, to be an emerald, you need 30K. You need a leadership link. Man, and if I want to be a diamond, I need 2 leadership. If I want to be a blue diamond, I need 3. If I want to be a team elite, I need 4. So how do we do this? Right? I mean, yeah, you're doing Zoom, you're doing Facebook Live, you're doing all your training. That's great. But I think the basic that we need to go back to, that is going to help everybody. Why? Because social selling is great. But don't forget, some people can sell. I mean, they can sell, man. Like I saw Near did 50,000 volume. But how many Nears are there? Right? We're talking about average people. So we got to go back to the basic and taking that 30,000 GV and dividing it by 3,000. right? So that comes out to about 10 executives. Are you with me? Right? So if I have one line that has 10 executives, they'll probably do more than 30,000. Why? Because that velocity plan is all that we are going to be changing our behavior, our team's behavior, in not doing 2,000 at the last week of the month. Okay, we are now going to be talking about people doing 2 blocks per week. Okay, 2 blocks per week, meaning doing 1,000 points per week. So the first week they're doing 2 blocks, 2 blocks second week, 2 block third week, 2 block fourth week. So at the end of the month, they got 8 blocks minimum. And that comes out to 4,000 GV. Now, why is that? Or why is it going to happen? Because number one, they're going to get paid weekly. Okay? And when you get paid weekly, you see money. And money excites you, right? Does money excite all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're not going to wait till next month, okay? Because the new velocity plan is you every week, you're as an executive, you're going to get paid on 2 things. Number one, sharing bonus. Okay? Every product will have a sharing bonus. For example, maybe a toothpaste will have $1 of a sharing bonus. It's not a lot, but it's still money. Okay? Number 2, you will get paid on that block. Okay? Now, why do we need to get people to move the first week? Because if you look at this, let me share with you very quickly. Okay? If you look at this, okay, this is the sharing bonus. Okay? This is the blocks. Let me get that for you very quickly. Hold on one sec. If you can see that the first 2 blocks, you get paid 5%. So if the first week I do 2 blocks, I get paid 5% on that. On the second week, the third block, I get paid 10%. And if I do 2 blocks, that means the third block, I get paid 10%, and the fourth block, I get paid 15%. Now I'm more excited because you got to understand that in general, people need that carrot, you know, to be in front of them, and they're chasing it. Now, on the 5th block, you get paid 20%. On the 6th block, you get paid 25%. On the 7th block, you get paid 30%. And on the 8th till the 15th, you're at 35%. So, man, if you are a social seller and you love to sell, you'll crack it. Okay, but we're not looking for 3 social seller in one line to do 30,000, right? What if next month I don't want to sell this month? Then you're not going to have that leadership leg or that stability. Okay, so the only way to create that stability is to build more than 10 executives in one line, right? Each executive doing 3,000. So how do we do this? How do we plan on taking advantage of that velocity, on making sure that every month we have that leadership lake of 30,000 GV? How do we make sure that we are walking the right path in building this leverage, okay? So that we are able to, you know, have this passive income. And I thought about this very deeply, okay? And, you know, I try to think and think and think. And eventually, I think that what I'm about to tell you is probably the best solution that will answer everything, okay? And that is focusing on one thing, okay? And that one thing, okay, besides everything else, is focusing on that terminology of that BDM, okay? Which is B, duplicate, multiply. But what has happened in the past 2-3 years ago, you know, where some people had great success, some people didn't really have great success with BDM. You have to not forget that 3 years ago, we're not talking about velocity plan that is going to be launching in the next few months. Okay, 3 years ago, there weren't Zoom. There weren't things that we couldn't do this, if you remember, right? I mean, back then when we were doing BDM, the only way we can communicate with our downlines is either through a conference call or actually renting a hotel or using some kind of facility and getting people in. So there was a delay of message, you know, and not everything was getting across. But now with this technology, with New Skin doing social selling, with New Skin coming up with e-commerce, with New Skin doing all this social selling, everything, I fully believe this is the moment where this BDM is going to answer all our solution, okay? That is focusing on a Ruby, okay? And that's coming back to the old, you know, the mindset, the things that we were talking about, you know, and as we move forward, you know, we're going to take some of the old things that, you know, we talked about mindset and all these and bring it back in and teaching it again and again. Because look, you want people to be a Ruby. Why? Because number one, an executive, you can't call New Skin a business because it's just you. Right? It's like, you know, you have a job and you quit your job and that's it, zero income. But as a Ruby, it is a start of a business because now you got leverage, right? Your income is not only coming from you, but you're getting paid that 5%, okay? So a Ruby is the start of a business. Second, a Ruby is where people become a little bit more stable in where they're earning their income. Okay,
Hello?
a Ruby is where you now have a structure of where you have something what I call a real business. Okay, so now we have to go back
Đúng rồi,
and
em ạ.
start focusing on this BDM, focusing on building.
Từ sáng khoảng 8 giờ đến tối. Học đến tối luôn, đến khoảng 9-10 giờ, 10 giờ. Ăn cơm tại chỗ luôn. 24 thì muộn lắm, thường là 24 muộn lắm.
Okay, and so
Đúng rồi. Ô, xin lỗi, ai hỏi đấy hả? Hả? Em học và em chưa học ABC à? Em chưa hả? Rồi, ok. Học phí là 11.600.000 đồng em ạ. Kể tiền ăn cho 4 ngày. Đúng rồi, tiền nghỉ và tiền máy bay đi lại mình tự túc. Và tiền đó là nộp hết cho cô đấy, chứ không có ai có lời ở đây đâu em ạ. Từ 16 trở lên em ạ. Từ 16 trở lên là học được. Nó là tất cả đấy em. Mà nó không phải là chỉ học kiến thức đâu, nó không phải học kiến thức đâu, mà vô đó là sẽ thay đổi con người luôn. Bởi vì cái khóa này á là không có phải là thương mại, cho nên là không có bất cứ một cái giảm giá nào hết ạ. Cái tiền đó là tiền cố định luôn và không có giảm giá hay là thương lượng gì hết á. Đó là tại vì toàn bộ tiền là nộp cho cô. Đấy. Em book đi, em book và em chuyển tiền đặt cọc trước đi em ạ, chứ không thì nhiều khi không có chỗ. Thì hai người học mỗi người 500 1 triệu gì đấy, tùy em. Cho chắc ăn nhá. Có gì liên hệ với Hằng. Ở quận 1. Còn cụ thể thế nào thì khi nào mà vâng đúng rồi, khi nào mà có địa điểm cụ thể thì sẽ thông báo cho em nhé. Rồi, rồi anh chào em.
I don't think I need to tell T-Rod to be a diamond or a blue diamond. Automatically, people, when they have volumes underneath, they are seeing money that they are not getting paid. Okay? And when we see money that we are not getting paid, what do as a human being? We are going to go and we're going to run and we're going to get that money. Okay? But if we don't focus on Ruby, they're looking at themselves every month and they're saying, okay, this is how much I'm going to do. But when they start to have a team underneath, that's where everything changes. And go back to rule number 1. What gives us hope in this business? New blood. When we have new blood, we have new hope. That means when we have new people, we have new hope. Right? So all this, whether it's offline, online, it doesn't matter. It is still the same principles, philosophy, mindset that we need to have. Except that we are now able to use online in terms of communicating. Look at, man, I got somebody sitting in New Zealand. I got somebody sitting in Bangkok. I got somebody in Vietnam. I got somebody in Phuket. I got somebody in Singapore. I got somebody in Vietnam, in Malaysia. This is the technology that we have to use, right? So that BDM that did not work so well 3 years ago, I believe is going to work very well for us now, because I can communicate with all of you, regardless where you are, right? And we can do this every Thursday in English. And what happens? Your belief level, which is very low, is going to rise as long as you continue, right? Because somehow, as we create this community, right, in the next 1-2 months, we're going to hear stories of, Mr. So-and-so built a new Ruby. Oh, we'll have them come and share. And that is how we create momentum, okay? And so that's why I want to start this every Thursday so that we are on the same page. We are speaking one language, right? One language, one system. And that is the only way we can build this globally, and everybody has the leverage. So as we are moving forward, we will come out with presentation, right? Where we will have, all these things, and Tira and someone else is also helping on working on this YouTube channel. Okay, we are working on the YouTube channel. Tira, since you're on, can you share with us very quickly on this YouTube channel, the project? We're doing this in Thai and in English. All right, so please, Tira.
Yes, Don. Thank you. Okay. So I think the principle of our business is duplication. So what we need is the way to be able to duplicate and educate people. So I think right now with the technology, in the past what we do is we have CD, okay, we have maybe the training room, right? And that is still, I mean, it with the technology today, I think the right media is YouTube, okay, because that record of the video, the training, that we can actually recreate the environment of the System 7 workflow. Call leader could be the offline call leader and the online call leader. What we think is the thing that people should do it daily, right? So I think that is something we try to collect. I don't say that I know everything. Okay, I'm pretty new to social selling too, but I think if we have the right structure and all the leaders here, okay, put together the resource, right? I mean, we can do the training. It's not that difficult. We have done that before, and we just collect all the good knowledge that we can use as the central resources, okay, that we can use to train the new people. As the new people come in, they just go and watch those videos. I think we have many of the good record on our social speed and the social blast already. But because of the structure of the Facebook group, it's not easy to find those videos. And actually, when you and new people come in, it's not easy. It's not so obvious for them what to see, right? I think we should just set. That's why I think we have structure to set aside the YouTube channel, and and John probably need a lot of help from all the leaders to put together the content, right? We have the structure, the content. If we already have, we reuse it. If we don't have, just recreate it. I think that's all, John.
All right, thank you, Tira. So to sum it up, we want to launch this starting January. Okay, we're not going to have everything on, but we'll have Thai and English and Vietnam. You can copy that, duplicate that, same thing, but in Vietnamese. Okay, and so the reason we're doing that again is that as we're getting people in, okay, Facebook Live, what we do with Speed or Blast, that's just information, right? That's just to keep you guys busy, right? So every day you can talk, and just release your anger through Facebook, right? And then, that's just so we can give you some platform where you can kind of build up your leadership, okay? But not everybody's watching or going back. The problem with these live is they're not going to go back and scroll through videos, okay? If they missed it, they missed it. So what we want to do is the YouTube channel is where we get new people go to this. And they're going to see system, boom, one topic on system, boom, core leader. Everything is there, right? And we can use that, send the link. So that becomes our main library, okay? And so we want to start that in Thai and in English, okay? And, we're not going to have hundreds of videos, okay? We're just going to have the basic, like how to do social selling, the vision, the compensation plan, okay? And we'll so Tira is heading up on that project. And, as we're doing that, I believe what I'm trying to put back on the table, okay, is that this year, as you know, technology has kind of thrown everybody off, not just us. I'm talking about every industry, okay? I mean, you have seen some small companies gone out of business because they're still confused. They don't know what's going on. Okay, so this year, what I've seen is that in the last 5-6 months, there has been the biggest change in the way we do the business. Okay, we have seen that in the last 1 or 2 years, but this year it's affected us very much because number one, New Skin made a sudden change, right? I mean, we were all heard the announcement, the velocity, the social selling, all these new things that we have never learned, right? So it's kind of thrown us off the track. And so some people went off trying to explore social selling and, some worked, some didn't work, right? But what I'm trying to put back on the table is, look, there's got to be one language. And that one language is that one system. And that's going back to system 7, right? Teaching the key principles in how to do this business. All right. So we want to go back to that. Number 2, our strategy for new people when they're coming in is focusing on that BDM strategy, and that's being a Ruby. Because moving forward, trips are Ruby. New products are Ruby that are able to purchase, right? So, that leadership lake, 30,000 OV, you are only going to be able to get it through building Rubies. Not crossing your finger and hoping that you're going to sponsor somebody who's going to go out there and do 30,000 GV. No, that doesn't happen. Maybe 1, but to get 4, man, you got to be damn lucky, right? So it's about going back and working that BDM, right? So it's important that as we roll into 2018, we got to get everybody back on the same page, getting everybody to understand where we are heading, right? And I believe this every Thursday of doing this, will help many of you build up your belief, okay? Second, fix your attitude regarding maybe the business, building the team, offline, online, right? So we got to work on that attitude, because remember, in the system, what we always talk about, the only thing that you have left in this business is your attitude, right? When your attitude is gone, you are gone, right? So I hope that this Zoom will help you, help your team, make sure that you have that right attitude about the business. But most important is also building back your belief, on BDM, on, social selling, on online, offline, whatever. And of course, we as a group providing this platform of, YouTube channel, of all this communication, so that everybody is on the same page. All right. And that is my focus for this coming 2018. Okay. Is putting up that structure, which we already have, but, implementing the structure again, right? Moving forward, getting everybody to kind of gear up for that velocity plan that is going to happen. Okay. Getting everybody on the right mindset, on the same page. That is BDM, Ruby. Okay. Because if that comes into effect, that is going to give all of us not only hope, belief, attitude, but is going to give all of us success. All right. And I hope that will create that momentum for all of us. All right. So tonight, that's a start. Okay. And we'll be talking more and more. And just now, T-Rod, I was just sharing with them, I'm proud of Mir, 2 years, man, the guy kept trying and trying, and eventually he starts to see results, right? So it's about being consistent, guys. It's about, protecting your attitude, protecting your dreams, right? I know this online kind of threw you off a little bit, right? It's like, whoa, man, what happened, right? But hey, it's okay, man, because we did not leave you, all right? We got a little bit confused too. I got confused too. But it's okay. That confusion's kind of gone away, right? And now we're kind of a little bit more clear now. Okay, hey, we're still doing the same thing. But some of you may be a little bit more on the offline. Some of you may be a little bit more on the online. But we will provide that platform starting this coming January, so that we start running that YouTube. We start running that, all these other meetings. But every Thursday, make sure, 9:30 p.m., make sure you are on. And if you want your team to be on, send them the code, okay? We want to get you and your team on this, so that, as they're listening, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it keeps them alive, okay? Our business is about giving people that oxygen, so that they can get to that ruby. And when they get to that level, they will stay. But from there to this, they can go anytime. So it is important that you, as a leader, you're not only bringing them to the offline meeting, but you're giving them that oxygen, so that they're coming into Zoom, they're hearing other people, okay? And, I want to finish it off tonight. I believe you heard the pelican story, right? Some of you may recall, we talked about this many years ago, right? And this is a true story, okay? In California, right? They had a bunch of these pelicans, and pelicans would go into the sea and hunt for fish. And one day, all of a sudden, these pelicans stopped hunting. And when the pelicans stopped hunting, they started to die. Right? So what did the scientists do? They went to Florida, okay, the other side of the United States, 5 hours away by flight, and they imported these pelicans from Florida and brought them over to California. And all these young pelicans that weren't able to hunt, they started to see how these Florida pelicans were hunting, and eventually they were able to hunt. So my message to you is, some of you need to be that Florida pelican. Some of you will remain as California pelicans, okay? But don't die, hang on. But we need some Florida pelicans to be hunting, so that these other people that have low belief or low esteem are seeing what you are doing. And then they start to build up their confidence. All right? So last but not least, good morning to all of you. It's going to be a great year, but we still have 3 weeks off to finish off this year. So give it your best. Do your best, okay? Because this is a marathon, man. This ain't a 1 month deal. This is a marathon. And we are blessed to be with this company. So stay strong, stay tuned, stay connected, all right? And I'll see all of you next week on Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Bangkok time. Thank you, guys. Thank you.